Evening, July 6, 2016, Falcon Heights, Minnesota. A quiet stretch on a busy avenue. A traffic stop starts like 100 others. A driver reaches for his wallet. A child sits in the back seat. A girlfriend begins to film. Seconds later, shots explode in the car. The driver's name is Philando Castile. Philando Castile was 32, a beloved cafeteria supervisor at J.J. Hill Montessori School in St. Paul. He knew kids by name and allergy. He paid lunch debts out of his own pocket. Co-workers called him steady and kind, a calm center in a noisy room. He loved music, family gatherings, and making life easier for the little ones who lined up at his counter. The days before July 6th looked normal. Summer pace, work rhythms, errands. Philando had a valid permit to carry a firearm, and he was meticulous about doing things the right way. He was out that evening with his girlfriend, Diamond Reynolds, and her 4-year-old daughter. Seat buckles fastened, radio low. Officer Geronimo Yanez was 29 and worked with the St. Anthony Police Department, patrolling Falcon Heights under a city contract. Trained on traffic enforcement, armed citizen encounters, and high-risk stops. Before pulling the car over, he radioed that the driver matched features from a recent robbery bulletin. He told Philando the reason for the stop was a broken tail light. Dashcam shows a polite exchange. Philando hands over insurance and reaches toward a back pocket. He calmly says, "Sir, I have to tell you, I do have a firearm on me." Diamond later says he was doing what the permit requires. Disclose before you move. Yanez tells him, "Don't reach for it." Philando replies, "I'm not." The moment tightens. Words over motion. Fear over routine. In seconds, Yanez fires 7 shots into the vehicle, striking Philando. Diamond hits record on Facebook Live, streaming the aftermath as her daughter cries in the back seat. The video travels the world before dawn. Philando is pronounced dead at the hospital. His last words are woven with disbelief and pain. Diamond's voice threads through shock and control. Protests rise across the Twin Cities. Vigils circle the school where Philando worked. In a region still processing police use of force debates, a new center of gravity forms around a man whose day job was feeding kids and offering a smile. Evidence includes dashcam video, Facebook Live, officer and witness statements, and forensics. The prosecution frames the timeline around disclosure, commands, and reasonableness. A licensed owner stating he's armed, then reached for a wallet. The defense argues perceived threat. The officer believed Philando was reaching for the gun. In the passenger seat, Diamond repeats he was getting his ID out. Minnesota charges Officer Yanez with second-degree manslaughter and 2 counts of dangerous discharge of a firearm. In 2017, after deliberation, a jury acquits him on all counts. Days later, the city of St. Anthony announces Yanez will no longer serve as an officer, finalized via a separation agreement. The verdict draws relief from some, anguish from many, and a renewed call for policy changes. The city of St. Anthony reaches a $3 million civil settlement with Philando's mother. Separately, settlements are paid to Diamond Reynolds and her daughter. In the years that follow, Philando's name anchors scholarships and lunch debt funds, honoring the way he lived, not the way he died. Departments across the country revisit 2 questions: which low-level violations warrant a stop, and how should officers handle armed citizen disclosures? Some agencies reduce stops for minor equipment issues, use mail citations, or add scripts for clear, step-by-step commands when a driver is legally armed. The goal? Erase ambiguity. Hands on the wheel. Tell me where your wallet is. I'll walk you through the move. Clarity is safety. The videos show civility, disclosure, commands, and then chaos. They do not show the feeling and the space between the words. How fast fear can crowd out routine. The law asks, what would a reasonable officer do in that moment? The community asks, what would a reasonable system do to keep that moment from happening? Philando Castile cared for children, one tray at a time. His story asks us to care for every step of a stop, so more people make it home.